If you're thinking on starting to raise chickens, or you just want to keep learning more about how others raise their chickens, this video is for you. I'm not going to call myself an expert by any means, even though I have a background in animal science and biology. However, I want to help you, hopefully, by sharing good information about my experience of almost 10 years of raising backyard chickens. There's a lot of information about how to raise chickens in books, blogs, social media, and other sources. However, you can't follow everything step by step because every case, every person, every animal, and location is a little different. Here I'll mention the basics you should consider when thinking on starting to raise chickens. The first thing that you need to consider or check is your city or neighborhood regulations or covenants. You should check if chickens are allowed where you live. If so, how many chickens are allowed? Are roosters allowed? Many times roosters aren't allowed in the city because they are a little loud. For this information, I would check your city website or maybe call them. And if you have an HOA in your neighborhood, I will definitely read the covenants or the regulations for your neighborhood. Okay, you have a green light after step one. Then the second step to consider is to check how much room or area you have in your backyard to raise chickens. And also think on where would you install your chicken coop. This is an important step to consider because you have to be realistic and ask yourself, do I really have room? Is it going to be a conflict with other animals that I have or pets that I have? Or even if you have a garden. So make sure you consider all those little details before you actually start raising chickens. It is good to plan ahead so you don't waste your time and effort. If step two is also good, then you're ready for step three. The exciting step, I would say, it is buying the chicks. I'll have a future video about the different types and breeds of chicks, but here I just want to go over about when and how to get them. When to get chicks? The chicks season depends on the location where you live. In my case, I live in Wyoming, a location where we have a very cold winters. For this reason, chicks are usually available here in the spring, which is mid-March through late May. In places with very cold winters like this one where I live, it is better to get the chicks in the spring. This way they can be indoors with a heat lamp for 2 to 3 months until they have grown most of their feathers. Usually they can be outside in the coop in the summer. How or where to get them? I always buy my chicks in the closest farm store. I won't give you a specific name, but I'm sure you have some farm stores very close to you. I like going to the store because I can choose the ones I want. However, you can also buy chicks online and probably you can get them all year round. How many chicks do you want to get? It depends on the regulation of your city or neighborhood. But I would say if you're just starting, try to get no more than 6 or 7. Also consider that chicks are fragile and many times not all the chicks you buy will survive. Personally, I've only lost one chick since I started raising chickens, so I can say that I've been fortunate and I've been doing a good job. What type of chicks to get? I mentioned earlier I'll talk more about breeds in a future video, but right now I can say that it's okay if you get different breeds. Maybe get at least two of each breed. I done it in the past and they did fine altogether. However, currently I have 6 chickens that are all the same breed, a type of Brahma chicken, and they do well together too. A few things that you need to buy when getting your chicks are, of course, a feeder, water container, food for the small birds or chicks, a heat lamp, very important, and a little bit of bedding for them. That bedding you probably be able to also use it when they get older or they're adults. I put a list of the items I use for my chicks in the description of this video, and hopefully that can help you start exploring the different items that you can get. The first step is to buy or build a chicken coop. This step should be done almost at the same time when you're getting the chicks, especially if you're going to build the coop yourself. Consider the size of it depending on how many chickens you're planning on to have. My husband built our chicken coop. It is a large coop that can fit about 12 chickens. He started building it right when we got the chicks. So again, it depends on how much time you have to build your coop or to be searching for a coop. Also, sometimes when you are buying it and you buy it online, you need to consider, the shipping time for it. So make sure you get that chicken coop on time. That way, your chicks are able to go outside in about 2 months or so. The step number 5 is an optional step, and it is to either buy or build a fence or a run for your chickens. And I do have a fence or a run area with a closed top for my chickens. This way, my chickens are outside but still protected when I'm not home or when we don't have time to actually keep an eye on them. So we can close them in the run. But again, this is an optional step, I would say, just because it depends on your backyard. Maybe you don't need a run in your backyard because maybe you have a fence and they're fine there and you can keep an eye on them so no predators can get them. So yeah, it's something to consider. I'm just here showing you a picture of my coop and the run, and it helps. It's definitely very helpful for me and my family. The next step number 6, is to buy the items that you need for the adult chickens. So in this case, you need a feeder, water containers, and there's a lot of options in the market, and I try several of them. And I'm creating a video about this topic where I will share my experience with the different feeders and water containers. But I'll recommend you to start getting these items well just to have those baby chicks. That way, when they're ready to go outside, you already have all the material that you need for the older birds. Step number 7 is to buy food for the adult chickens. You can wait to get this food until you know that you're gonna move the chicks outside. You can also prepare your own food. Personally, I buy it because I don't have time to prepare my own food, but I would love to have the time. Unfortunately, I can't. I just don't have the time to do that, but it would be great if I could do it though. And the last step is to buy the bedding for the coop. You can use the same bedding that you use for the chicks, but maybe you're going to need more quantity of bedding for the coop depending on the size of your coop. The bedding is very important during the winter, so make sure you get good bedding and make sure your chickens feel comfortable with the bedding that you get. And that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you find this video helpful. If so, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you.